Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast. And one of the highlights of every summer at Wizards is when the year's interns come in. It's an amazing program, bringing in all sorts of people, and they are paid positions. If you're in college and interested, stay tuned to our jobs page early next year as they go up. What is the job like? Well, every year I do a video with them, digging into what their experience was like and what advice they have for future interns. And in fact, some of the interns this year were even people who applied for the internship after watching these videos last year. So I sat down and talked with them to tell you all about it. Take it away, intern class of 2023.
Hello there, my name is Jubilee Finnegan. I'm currently going to Chapman University. And this summer, I was the intern content specialist.
Hi there, my name is DJ Geiger. I'm a senior at the University of Central Florida, and I was the intern social media manager at Wizards of the Coast.
Hi, my name is Madigan Hunt. I am currently a senior at Dodge College of Film and Media Arts. And this year I was the events intern here at Wizards of the Coast.
My name is Paolo Vacala. I'm going to the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, and I was the graphic design intern on the D&D Imaginative Play art team.
So basically, the content specialist role was working primarily on the daily MTG team and a little bit of Magic GG. That meant collecting articles, card image galleries, token announcements, making Magic, panel recaps, anything that was basically on the news side of Magic was going through the team that I was working on.
I worked alongside the Magic team as alpha support on various different campaigns, including Lost Caverns of Ixalan, Wilds of Eldraine, and Commander Masters. In this role, you're helping with the front-facing identity of Magic and Wizards, really. There's a lot of things to focus on. Engagement posts, ideation, brainstorming, thinking on ways to engage with fans, and how to properly convey the identity of Wizards and Magic to those people.
As an events intern, I was working on a lot of different projects at once. We were prepping for our big in-person conventions like MagicCon, Gen Con, San Diego Comic-Con, as well as some of the other events that are more local.
You know, being a graphic designer on the D&D art team you're wearing a lot of hats a lot of the time. You know, since we have a smaller team, I was doing, last minute asks like, for example, like a flyer for like Gen Con, working on conceptual work for a new book. So like look and feel concepts of how the new chapter pages will look. For instance, I did, graphic refreshes when they needed a central reference point for other artists. And then at the very end, I got to work on a project with Chris Perkins, which was pretty cool.
So prior to joining Wizards, I was a huge Magic and D&D person. I started playing Dungeons & Dragons freshman year of high school, so I've been playing for about 7 years now. And then I got into Magic senior year, which then quarantine happened and I fell very hard for it. So now my quarantine hobby has become my job, so very cool for me.
Coming into this role, funnily enough, I was actually way more of a newcomer to Magic, so it was a little intimidating. I was more of a forever DM with that D&D background, but I was very much willing to learn, and the team made it very easy to do so.
Previously, before I came to Wizards, I was super involved with the brand on the D&D side. I am a game master, I run streamed games, and I play with my friends just for fun all the time. I design systems myself, and D&D 5e especially is a system that I have played many a time and I hold very close to my heart. So being able to come here to Wizards and learn how the brand functions as a whole and seeing how we show up at conventions and seeing like the other side of the veil was fascinating and just absolutely a dream come true.
Yeah, so my background with Magic and Dungeons and Dragons before, or just like my background with like Wizards of the Coast. My first set was Shadows over Innistrad was my first Magic set. And I remember I bought like one of like the dual decks or something. It was a deck, it was angels versus zombies or like humans versus zombies. And it wasn't standard legal, but I tried bringing it to a FNM and they just made me replace all the legal cards with like planes or something. So that was my first tournament experience, but I still had so much fun. My background with D&D is like, I kind of just started getting into D&D once I, landed a position last summer, starting to play campaigns, starting to collect the books and whatnot, and starting to really get immersed in that game. And, I will say it's great. I love D&D.
My day-to-day life was basically looking to the future and seeing what are we planning on publishing and what can I do to kind of zhuzh it up. As far as recently, that meant looking at stuff for Doctor Who, looking at things for Wilds of Eldraine, and seeing like what do we need to still get, whether that's card images or information from other parts of the company. Basically just touching bases with as many folks as I could and seeing what the content needed. That also meant looking to see like where I could add some like extra flair. Any little things I could do to kind of give it a little extra pizzazz on the page.
In my time, I spent a lot of time learning the game and also focusing on what I could be doing to help bolster engagement, watching trends, and brainstorming ideas for different posts to engage with fans. It was a little scary, yes, being a newcomer to Magic, but like I said, it was very easy to grasp onto it thanks to the team. But I did also feel that having that newcomer's perspective really helped out in offering a different kind of insight that a team of veterans didn't really have access to on the team. And so I use that to my advantage, thinking about what I really want to see as somebody new to Magic and how that could be shown in different posts.
I also got to travel to 2 shows. So I traveled to Gen Con and I traveled to San Diego Comic-Con, and I worked the show full-time. So I was pretty much working 12-hour days with the rest of the team. It was a wonderful bonding experience with both the Magic and the D&D side of things. I got to help out with the live show that we put on at Gen Con. So I was, really in my element there and getting to see like what a professional D&D live show looks like.
My day-to-day work was just keeping a well-kept space and then interacting with my team. So every day, or mostly every day, I would report to my art manager. They were really cool and they guided me, through it all and really set me up for great opportunities during my second summer at Wizards. There's also stuff like weekly art team meetings. We had a PDM meeting, which is like a giant overview of everything D&D happening and due dates and what the game designers are doing and what the producers are up to and what franchise is doing. There was a while where we were working on sort of recreating our project timeline sheet for the next year, in addition to print stuff.
Really cool experience I had was one of the first things I learned about was the recently announced Duskmourn, which relates very closely to my thesis on the queer horror genre. And I reached out to a lot of folks basically saying please tell me anything you can about the set. And I got to look at the world guide for Duskmourn, which was a very cool experience. It was very kind of them to let me take a look at it. And now I'm signing in my thesis, so I get to talk about Magic in a very big essay I'm writing, so yay.
A cool moment that I think I really enjoyed seeing on the team at Wizards, it was my first time seeing a post that I had written show up on the socials. I had drafted a post about Commander Masters, mainly Gorix the Tomb Shell. I saw that art and I immediately thought, oh, Elden Ring reference, easily. And so I wrote the post about it, and the same day, a few hours later, I saw that post go live. And seeing a post that I wrote get a lot of traction and engagement was a newfound kind of feeling. It's like, wow, I wrote that. I had that idea. So it was just really cool to see and really kind of reflective of, something I worked on at Wizards. That was really awesome.
A really cool moment as an intern for me. I have sort of grown up watching a lot of game masters play their games on stream, and I've learned a lot from them just by watching from afar. But I actually got a chance to talk with both Brennan Lee Mulligan and Matt Mercer at Gen Con about being game masters, about running their streams, and just how they feel about running D&D, and that was just an absolute dream come true to sort of have this professional heart-to-heart with two people who pretty much are the reason why I am still game mastering today. So That was probably the biggest pinch me moment of the summer.
I was interested in learning more about Universes Beyond Secret Lair. I was just really interested in learning more about brand partnerships. I talked to my manager about it, and they suggested that I set up a conversation with an art manager from Universes Beyond. Just set up that conversation. And I should mention that I also built a presentation, not a presentation deck, but more just just for my own fun. I created a presentation for a possible Secret Lair collab, and I designed card frames, I illustrated, I made concept artwork for what the cards could look like. I did a whole demographic study on who would really love this Secret Lair drop. So then I had a conversation with an art manager from Universes Beyond with my D&D manager, but it was awesome. Definitely learning about, something like Universes Beyond. And it also led to some potential opportunities down the road, which is pretty cool. So.
The experience was great. I would 100% come back if given the chance. I truly believe I worked with the best group of people. Huge shout out to Stibbs, Clay, and Kendall over on the Daily MTG team. It was just an amazing experience talking to amazing folks every day and feeling excited.
Overall, I had a really awesome time. With it being remote, there was a lot more freedom and flexibility with my schedule, but it was also a little intimidating. I'm based out of the East Coast, so there was a bit of a time zone difference, and it made things a little bit difficult, but we worked around it, and I feel like I'm walking out of this way more benefited for it. If I could come back as a full-time employee at some point, I would absolutely love to. The team was awesome, supportive, really engaging, and they really helped me feel a lot more comfortable in this role. I was really scared of it being a whole, corporate suits thing where nobody here really knows what the game is, but everyone I've talked to and have interacted with has been a fan of the IP that they work on, and it's been super refreshing, and it made it a lot more engaging and, incentivizing to learn the game.
Wizards is so unique because as an intern, I felt fully valued the entire time. I never once felt like I was being treated as an outsider or like I didn't understand what was going on. People remembered my name. People remembered how, people just remembered me. And being able to work at a place that you feel like you're valuable. And not only did I feel like I had something to contribute and they cared about my opinions, but I also was really comfortable asking questions and growing and not knowing what was going on and asking them for a rundown of something. Pretty much anything I was interested in, they were gonna tell me and they were gonna really bring me into the fold. I am forever grateful to the wonderful people that I got to work with, people who took time out of their day and out of their insanely busy schedule to have conversations with me, to chat with me, to, give me advice and perspective. This is actually my very last day of the internship, so I kind of can't believe that it went by so fast.
Would I come back? Absolutely. If I can get hired here, that would be pretty sweet. But yeah, I would definitely come back. I would love to come back and really spend more time with my team members, just to work with them again, because they were all really cool, offering my skills and my expertise any way I can to help my team out. That was my mentality going into my internship, and that's just still my mentality down the road. If I become a full-time hire, is I just want to make everybody's lives easier on my team just by helping out and sort of just doing work that needs to be done.
You're a future intern, talk to everyone. Everyone wants to talk to you. Everyone thinks that you're just the coolest thing when you're an intern. So reach out to folks, set up meetings with them. They really want to hear from you. So talk to everyone. Talk to Gavin. He's great.
Next year for the interns, my best advice I could offer is throw your ideas out there. Don't be afraid to. You will probably make mistakes. I did, admittedly. And, you're here to learn. That's the big thing here. You're here to learn. And to do so, you need to be willing to offer up your ideas. Throw them out there. Even if they're bad, even if you think they're not the best, throw them out there because every bad idea is a pathway to a good idea. That's something my manager told me, and I've taken it with me everywhere so far. I've really felt that just getting the opportunity to talk to people on the Wizards team and really interact with them, throw them your own ideas, is a once in a lifetime chance. I'd highly recommend just being open, being free flowing, and just use this chance to be as creative as possible.
As far as advice goes for future interns or future, people who want to be interns, I would say, first and foremost, if you're in school like I am, you don't have to wait around to do what you want to do. If you want to run a game, if you want to design a system or create an event, do it. If you're here at Wizards and you have an internship position, from day one, be reaching out to people. If there's something you're really interested in, make sure they know it, because they're going to do their best to help you get to where you want to be. So work hard at what you're doing. You're going to get to showcase who you are and why you're an asset on a team. Roll high, follow your passions. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do what you want to do. There's room for you. There is room for everyone in the spaces that we want. And if you crave somewhere super nerdy and full of really amazing, wonderful people who care about what they're doing, I think Wizards is absolutely the right place for you.
Just, I would say, immerse yourself. Just fully commit. Fully commit, and you will get, after that internship, you will receive everything you need in whatever you want to pursue.
A big thanks to all the interns in today's video for taking the time to appear. Who knows, if you're in college, maybe I'll have you in this video next year. I'll talk with you again soon, and until then, may you be a student of magic. You got this. Kicking things off, White Blue is a flying tempo deck that's all about the Frost Queen fairy tale. You play some cheap creatures and then can use things like tap and freeze cards to slow your opponent down and get just past your opponent. Keep an eye out for Solitary Sanctuary, which is an excellent uncommon for the deck that can slow your opponent down and pump up your creatures.